مرحبا. يس. زبطت. السلام عليكم. كيفكن؟ بيقول اللي حاطط على دينته يشيل. اوكي. Yes. Unless there is translation, it's a different topic. أول شيء thank you so much for coming. I think it's the last lecture. So شكرا جزيلا. Does anyone know me from before? اوكي لكن لنا اغير السؤال، مين ما بيعرفني؟ اوكي للي ما بيعرفوني just a quick introduction. I to be creative ليكون الواحد شوي شو قلتي لي؟ بالعربي اثنيناتهم بدك تستحمليني. اوكي برجع بعيدها بالعربي، اذا مرقت هيك جمله طويله بالانجليزي بجرب عيدها بالعربي. للي ما بيعرفوني انا هيك بسرق كم مبدع.
For those who doesn't know me, you need to be creative. There is one of the best books that I have read. This is about a human who is a mysterious man. We have this book was authorized by a biologist, and he has written in the introduction, he wrote that he is not a philosopher. I'm not a philosopher, but I am a man of knowledge. I spent the first half of my age in the lab and the second half of my age in the spacious world. So I was trying to monitor the human, and I was trying to understand them. This is the definition. This is similar to what I'm doing. And he has the same study because I studied biology, and the author of the book also studied biology. If we are going to listen to the rest of the sentence, he said that the human can understand at that time. He can look at the stars and to know the age of the stars, and also to look into the details and can understand the details. But according to his description, if you have a scientist who's using his microscope and is trying to see the details, if you look on the other side and look at a human or a man, he cannot understand the man. So from a science point of view, I can understand the stars and the molecules, but I cannot understand the man, because to understand the man and the human, it's really complicated and difficult. So we're going to talk about such difficulty of understanding the people. Who is the principal master who teaches people? He should teach them one skill, one ability, one important power. What is the power? What is the most important thing that the people need to learn? Communication. To know about yourself. There is a skill that if you don't have, this wouldn't work. Imagination, curiosity, exploration, clarification. The most important skill is the ability to learn. This is the most important skill that anyone should learn. The ability is to learn. This is the most important skill that you need to learn. Because if you don't have the ability to learn, so we all can stop. Without learning, we stop. This is the most important ability that everyone should learn. And this ability has become stronger than us, who is able to learn, who is able to learn. It's artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence take from us the ability to learn. So knowledge in general would be based on certain patterns. I am as a kid, if I touch fire, I take back my hand because this would be burning. So you need to understand the pattern. This is how to know how is the life going on. I lived in Dubai since 8 years. When I started coming to Dubai, I bought a car. I was driving in Sheikh Zayed Road and I need to make a U-turn. I can see the bridge, then I would like to make a U-turn. So at the end of Sheikh Zayed Road, you have a big roundabout and you need to make your turn from Sheikh Zayed. I can see the bridge, so I can go to the other side. What would I do? I make right, and then so I find myself that I have been in another place that I did not intend to go. So I started to do this for 4 years. And then my friend told me, in Dubai they are doing strange things. If you wanted to make your turn, you need to go through the bridge, and then you make your turn, and you need to go below the bridge, and then you make a round. You make a round to make your turn. So it's a matter of a pattern. So every time when I see a bridge and I wanted to make U-turn, I just go down the road and then I make U-turn after crossing the bridge. This kind of knowledge is based on pattern. What is the difference between an excellent student and other students?
ممكن نفهمه. الجواب الطبيعي شو؟ إجمالاً فيك تدرس هيدا الشابتر، أوكي؟ بس what you will miss قصة الكورس، قصة فهم كل هيدا الباترن. هو محطوط شابتر 1 شابتر 2 شابتر 3 عشان لما تقرا شابتر 5 تكون خلص ركبت كل القصة، ركبت كل البازل. أوكي؟
The AI, all such amount of information and the data are like patterns, and all we have from information and the data has come to us. And yesterday I was listening to a session. What I would like to say today is what I want to say. AI has become as a consumer behavior. They know they can identify what time anything would run out. So the AI is able to identify the features of the vehicles, and the AI has known all these details. So what would happen to a human? He will be minimized, he will be scared of this giant power of artificial intelligence. The human would be minimized, would be stressed. So what would happen to a man? He would defend himself. He would defend himself because how powerful the AI is. So if I'm trying to defend the man and to defend his values, while I'm thinking, I remember one thing. Who remember the speech of Abraham with Namrud, and Abraham was used to be the prophet at that age, who said, "Who is your God?" "My God is the one who make death and life." He said, I am your God. I can make someone live and I can make someone die. So if I can make a decision that this man would die and this man would live, and then Abraham told him that my God is the one who caused the sun to come from east and who caused the sun to go from and disappear from west. And then he was astonished. He cannot do this. So the AI can do everything. It's very powerful. So I'm going to talk about the thing that artificial intelligence cannot do, at least so far. Who would say
feelings. في شيء مختلف الاي اي يعجز عن انه يعمله so far على الاقل. عم بحاولوا كثير بس صعبه.
So, what do you think? Logic? AI is very logic based. Expression. Morality. In morality, AI doesn't know right from wrong. So, there's one more point. Whereas, cannot replace a human. We hope so. I apologize, I'm being very genuine here. There is something more simple and it doesn't give you any output if you don't give it input. Something more beautiful. To love. Doesn't sacrifice. Doesn't have imagination. I will give you I will tell you three things. It doesn't make you laugh. Sense of humor with the AI is extremely limited. Coming.
I did that. I did a lot of research on that. Not on the sarcasm.
Coming to you. It means Daniel Kamen, the head, and
بيقول the main limitations are sense of humor, number one, creating analogies from scratch, number two, empathy is number three. Okay, so the references are all. Yes, هلا عمل.
Now they made AI that he can answer in a sarcastic way.
I will answer this. احنا سبقنا شوي.
We were ahead a little bit.
حدا يقول لي نكتة. أي نكتة؟ يلا. بدها جرأة هيدي. مين في؟
This requires for you to be brave.
I hope مش كتير بايخة يعني. نكتة
Silly or makes you laugh. Who can remembers a joke that makes him or his mom or his grandmother laughs? You can't remember any joke? Couldn't hear the joke. Anyone heard the joke? It says in Dubai it's too safe. You leave money on the table or a car key doesn't get lost. You keep your husband and it get lost. And he gets lost or stalling. So what's the structure of the joke? The joke from human behavior perspective plays the concept of surprise. It takes you to a location and it gets you to a completely different location. So I'm thinking of safety, and then suddenly I'm talking about my husband. one of the jokes that doesn't make anyone laugh except myself. And I asked it to AI ChatGPT second version today. Why the aunt doesn't like to put the elephant on her or her bicycle? Selfishness? So he doesn't play with the bicycle horn. For me, it makes me laugh. It's a very silly joke, but it makes me laugh. It's a surprise element. When I asked ChatGPT today,
So most probably ما بتزبط لأن في فرق. So cognitively, he's explaining a surprise, which is a feeling, اللي هي laughter, what makes people laugh. وبلس I ask him too many questions. يقول لي نكت. بقول لك النكت اللي من نمط معين that it stops surprising you after a while. يعني اللي هي الكويستشنز. يعني واحدة من النكت اللي هو بيستعملها طبعا هيدول input. هيدول it's not generated so far. Okay, I'm saying so far. واحدة من النكت اللي بقولها إنه why don't scientists why do
one of the jokes that he gives that why scientists hate atoms because they make up everything. It will tell you the first, second, or third time, then you will feel not too surprised, because laughter is the matter of context.
connection. يعني جدي when he talks about his memories sometimes
جدي عندما يحدث
مرات بيكونوا قاعدين
Sometimes the friends will be together and suddenly, automatically, it will be generated.
بدها ربط. بده الإنسان يربط أشياء مختلفة ببعضها.
The different elements to be connected. I'll give you an example. I was sitting with one of my team. We're building like a room within my house, within my garden, backyard. We felt it was a little bit tight, a little bit small. So who did the interior design? It was the engineer. The engineer told us when you paint it white, it will look bigger. It will give you the perception it's bigger. So with this idea, with this guy, he said, let's go and paint it several times. It will feel bigger. And I said, yeah, good idea. But in this way, it will take from the garden.
For the human mind. هيدي اللينكس اللي بتربط الأشياء والسرعة. It's only for the human mind. Specifically when we see surprising things بالحياة. One of my videos اللي انتشر أكتر واحد تقريبا أكتر واحد كنت عم باكل fruits.
One of my...
عم باكل fruits, okay?
I was eating fruit and the basket was far away from me. I had a apricot or something. So the seed was remaining. Do I need to go and throw it? The basket is away. I wish if the fruits do not have seeds. Where the apricot, if you swallow the seed, it will kill you. I came with an idea. And again, the same applies for people. People do have bad behaviors that, or bad things inside them. We wish that it's not there. So to come up with this analogy, it takes you a tremendous connection from the brain and connectivity.
In terms of connection, in terms of connection. Number two, AI كانوا قاعدين بكونغرس من 6 سنين.
AI, they were sitting in a Congress 6 years back. Do you think we need to have rights for AI? AI is an aware entity. It's a device. If you didn't charge it, it will know. If you throw it, it will know. But the question is, should it have rights? If I have a robot, yesterday I was surprised. If you go outside, they sell robots for everyone. If this AI, if you're passing by him and you just hit him on his neck, will he be offended? Everything that aware will have certain rights. And whoever doesn't have rights, people help for. Who would say that it must have rights because it's aware? It's to have this opportunity to discuss such conversation. Who would say, since it's an AI and it's aware, you cannot ignore him or ignore it? Or do you think it should have rights or not? No. Why? If I'm aware, so now I'll ask you a different question. Why the lizard do have rights? There is no lizard rights association. So the spirit, the Holy Spirit, because it's from God. The Congress were discussing it without religion. But okay, yes, I agree. But now this question: do you know what was the most suitable answer for me? What one of the philosophers said it should not have rights, and when they asked him why, he said it has no capacity to suffer or to feel pain. This answer means what? Ability to feel the pain makes you special from anyone. He doesn't know that he's suffering. It will be damaged, okay, yes, but he's not emotionally or in any way suffering. Why hitting the neck hurts? Because it humiliates. So this is the example. Because it creates certain level of suffering when an entity do not have this capacity of feeling any pain. What do you think it will understand? If I felt you were under pain, will I understand? Will it come to me? Never. Which we need to remember. There is a story in my book which is called "This Is Not What I Wrote." It's called "Risky Experiment." Someone called Dr. Arif. And he had three questions. What if the pain if we made a community that doesn't, so we have three characters there. The first character called Watad, and we tell her you're not allowed to feel pain. Whenever you have pain or you feel the pain is coming, you run away from it. The second guy called Raghib and says you should not feel boredom. Whenever you feel boredom, run away. Third character is a young girl called Tomorrow or Ghad, 8 years old. Her parents tells her that you should never feel the depraved, which is the modern type of parenting. Did anyone read the story? What do you think the story, or what do you think the community or life without pain, or community with no pain? Boring is in the second character. Lazy. What are the results of this? The marriage, does it have pain or not? Don't feel shy, you can say it. Parenting, does it have pain or not? Friendship, sometimes. Art, all of these things. Running away from the most which makes you exceptional. We cannot build a family unless we have this feeling, and because when we feel that we are afraid about our parents to pass away, they run away. They would need their help, but they would run away from pain, run away from reality. Second story. Can you tell me a society with no burden, without feeling bored? It will be a non-productive society. Because especially with this generation, because their ability to feel don't feel burden, it's very high. Not all of us, I wouldn't say all of us, majority of us, they look for the first hype, and this is a disaster. If you don't tolerate boredom, you will go first, second, or third time, then that's it. If you don't tolerate boredom, you will not be able to get married, you will not be able to go to university, you will not be able to... a writer, can the writer write always and he's excited the entire time? No. Although the modern life is very exciting, and it excites our brain while it's slow, the number of information that goes into our brain makes our brain very active always, and we will need to consume more. How about the stomach, one of the important part about doing that is to make your stomach smaller. So the same goes with the brain. When you are actively more, you crave for more. And when the activities are increased, there will be a difference between the activity of the brain, and that's why our brain is more important than
رفض الواقع بطيء علينا. ثالث قصة البنت اسمها غد اللي هي ممنوعة من الحرمان. بعد 10 سنين بفوتوا الأم والبي لعنده للدكتور عارف، بقول لهم وين البنت؟ بقولوا له انتحرت. حرقت لكم القصة بس ماشي الحال. The point is القدرة على تحمل الحياة والقدرة على الألم هيدا جزء من الحياة، ومش بس جزء أساسي ببناء الحياة وبناء المجتمعات وبناء حياة سليمة وحلوة. ثالث شغلة مين بيقول لي I think you mentioned it. ثالث شغلة ال AI ما في يعملها. هيدي clearly هيدي هو بيقول لك أنا ما فيني أعملها. تسأله فيك تعملها بيقول لك لا. The ability
to dream, to imagine, and you can never find any kind of, there is no kind of intelligence except the human mind, because they see a desert like Dubai, where there is a city like the one we are in right now, and this by itself breaks any limitation. Our ability to dream, our ability to vision and to imagine, AI is incapable of doing that. It can write about it, but cannot be generated by AI by itself. So our ability to dream is one of the most important ability in order to generate a different reality. Any of the AI structure will not have this dream we are in, or the dream we will have. The result, I spoke about laughter. I spoke about the human connection and the surprise element. And I have done it with the analogy where the human can look with the open mindset in order to have the creativity or an innovation, where the human incubate few more things or new things, which makes him creative by default. Number two is the ability to feel pain. Doesn't mean we have to feel the pain or go through it, but we need to go through this experiment in order to produce, to be able to generate something exceptional. Running away always from suffering is a disaster, especially in this current time. Yesterday there was a lecture about one of the very important writers, and at the end he said, and anyway, I summarized my book and videos through YouTube. You know what does that feels when you're living in summaries? We're in a very fast pace. We're living in summaries and notes. The story started in the first year under the winter.
كبيرة وليالي سهر وغيرة تخلص بكلمة صغيرة. شو هي؟ حبوا بعضهم تركوا بعضهم. بتصير كل تجربة الحب والغيرة والألم والسهر والطلعة والنزلة والشمشطة والبهدلة.
So all of kind of the experiences, everything will be, all of the suffering, all of the experiment. They have fought, they have done several debates, all can be described in summary and loved each other, left each other. So the suffering of my life in 5 word sentence, if I give you this in a conclusion, then it's in a summary. This is a disaster. The most important thing when you feel something, the feeling requires slowness. It requires to stop living in summaries. We are making experiences less. We need to expand these things. 2 days I was trying to lose weight. I went to the gym wearing the earphones. I burst out of laughter. The gym is very exceptional on the beach in Beirut, and I was wearing the earpiece listening to Kulthum. The difference between what I hear, what I'm listening to, and the environment around me made me laugh.
انت عمري يعني؟ انت عمري.
The song of Anta Amri. I forgive my days with you, and I forgive the word with you, and with you I forgot my pain. I was listening to I was listening to this.
عم قلكن بلشنا.
We started, as it was said by Prophet Ibrahim. It says, "My God can do this, which you can do." But in order to differentiate ourselves, there are things that we need to maintain. It's about the content, the pillar. You need to make sure that the tool is not the purpose. How do we do that? We connect, we laugh, we feel, and we dream. Thank you so much.
Yes. معنا مجال للأسئلة.
Do we have chance for questions? Our God created us in order to live once in this life. Now the question is, in very brief, how would the wife deals in the beginning of her marriage with the husband that who is moody and very bad temper? And you need to focus on bad temper. At the beginning of her marriage, she would need to focus. When I became a wife, I will tell you, I wouldn't have the answer for this. The new generation cannot really adapt. Like the swimmer. Unable to interrupt. The speaker is not using the microphone. Please advise the speaker to use the microphone or 1 second. A part of the answer, as you said, the person must practice the patient and sacrifice and must have a purpose in this family. Allow me. Me and Abdul Qadir. Me and other girl, not me and Abdul Qadir. Because if we give an example, people might believe that when our aim in establishing a family is very clear, to have a family, there would be a transformation in the view. It will not be anymore my aim and your aim. It will be our aim. The purpose of this family, what we will do to these kids or to our family or to our... This transformation by itself can make things change, because it changed the vibes and change the focusing on each other. However, in the defense of men, allow me to defend men. Most of you should I defend men? Yes. I would ask a question and you continue from then. Compare the grandson and the grandfather. Compare the whose life was changed more between the lady and the girl. The lifestyle of the area was changed tremendously in a very short period of time. Also, a part of this change, who tolerates it? The men, because there is a concept of perceived loss. The man thinks that there is a place where he is losing something. This is a fact. It's not a point to debate. The man thinks no matter how open-minded he is, he was born in an Arabic land, even anywhere in the world. When someone gets all of this level of power and he starts losing parts of it, he would, as the normal human being, this will generate stress for him. And it will create a resistance to keep what he used to have or he thought he used to have. In defense of men, just be patient with us until we understand. This transition for us, just bear with us in order to deal with it. And by the way, dealing with it, there are a few things which we are not really convinced that it's right. This is a completely different discussion. Let's go back to AI.
The magic recipe. I would like to thank all of you and wish you all best. The woman wouldn't marry a moody man or old man or or Satan. That's to call it a Satan. I defend men, but if you married a moody man, so one of the things that you should consider is you should have the idea of a perfect man that you want. So this idea, you will transform this idea of the perfect idea of a husband and transform his bad behavior to positive behavior of your husband. Okay, thank you so much. Let's go back to our main topic to close this session. So we need to wrap up. So what I'd like to say and summarize that we have a fast evolving world and artificial intelligence is so fast. That's what we need to maintain the things that make us special as human, and this would make us in control. One of the things is creativity, and connection and communication, and then to maintain empathy, and to give space to emotions and to dream. So would be better. So would combine everything, technology as a tool and the human for better life through using technology. And thank you so much.